an analytical review of the literature on student motivation and learning through the use of technology, an audiovisual presentation by Stacey Walsh for Education 6610. Student motivation is defined as the process whereby goal-directed activity is instigated and sustained by learners. This review included 10 sources selected from peer-reviewed journals. All studies involved educational technology and included an electronic medium. Only sources using the words motivation, online, technology, or web-based were included. Searches were conducted using the words student and motivation. Some studies focused on differing forms of technology, including podcasts, learning management systems, interactive whiteboards, and website design. Other studies compared different types of instruction. 8 of the studies were conducted in the United States. 1 study was conducted in Hong Kong, and another study was conducted in Germany. The range of participants was from 80 to 773. There was a variety of participants ranging from grade school students to high school students to master's students. 4 sub-themes that emerged from the review were student motivation and study habits and skills, the level of intrinsic motivation and self-regulation in students, factors that impact student motivation, and benefits associated with student motivation. Student motivation and study habits and skills. Cramming is a negative study habit that may be developed by students in online learning due to a lack of motivation. Students often cram as a result of poor study management skills because they are unable to manage the freedom and independence they are given when doing online courses. Students involved in online learning who cram before an evaluation are unmotivated to continually study course material. Students involved in online learning reported that they developed critical thinking strategies which increased their motivation to learn. Technological learning tools, such as podcasts and interactive whiteboards, enhanced student motivation to study and promoted their development of positive study habits. The level of intrinsic motivation and self-regulation. Use of the internet increased students' intrinsic motivation and achievement. Students enrolled in online courses learned to self-regulate in that they used spaced study practices, where they engaged in continual course content learning. These students did not procrastinate or cram before an evaluation. External factors that influence student motivation. The unique learning environments provided for online learners allowed for more in-depth exploration of course content by students. Another external factor that positively influenced student motivation while engaged in learning with technology is interactive learning tools. An external factor that negatively impacts student motivation in learning through technology is a feeling of disconnectedness. A feeling of distance between learner and learning environment is quite common for online students. Benefits associated with student motivation. Benefits are associated with student motivation in learning through technology are a sense of belonging, self-selectiveness, computer knowledge, and increased effort. Students felt the incorporation of technology was evidence of a high level of teacher involvement. Self-selection in online learners refers to students choosing instructional methods that best suit their learning styles and needs. Through the use of technology, students became comfortable in using computers and were motivated to continue learning through their newly attained skill set. Also, the incorporation of technology in teaching increased students' efforts. Student motivation in learning through technology. Independence given to distant students provided the opportunity for students to choose if, how, and when they wanted to study. Students enjoyed the independence that they experienced in online environments. Learning approach, infrastructure, social presence of learning peers, and gender impacted student motivation. Male students showed more self-efficacy and were more motivated by challenges. Interactive learning tools such as interactive whiteboards motivated students and maintained their attention and interest. Students involved in the website design project were highly motivated and focused on task completion. A lack of motivation and dropout rates in online students were impacted by isolation and disconnectedness. Self-efficacy students felt a sense of connectedness with their instructor. Self-regulation and motivation is necessary for participating in online courses because of the self-governing nature of online learning environments. Instructors in online programs needed to take into consideration the diverse set of experiences, prior knowledge, and motivational beliefs of students when making pedagogical choices in order to better select programs to motivate students. Students enrolled in classes that use more technology will be as motivated to learn as classes that met with their instructor as a group. The use of technological tools, such as podcasts, assisted students in the learning process. Students in total distance courses procrastinated more than students in blended courses. Individuals involved in the development and delivery of courses involving online components should develop a broad-based approach to aid students in support and guidance. Sources indicated that future studies based on comparisons between students' experiences in high technology and traditional face-to-face programs should be evaluated before, throughout, and after the completion of these programs. Online instructors must provide students with the support in the areas of providing explicit instructional support and structure, developing student self-efficacy, and scaffolding online discussions. Online educators may consider including additional technological tools such as podcasts in their courses. Future studies should be conducted with a control group and a test group, along with a randomly assigned teacher to provide better evidence on the impact that technology has on student motivation. Instructors presently utilizing web-based formats need to continuously look at different ways to motivate present and future students and foster learning competency. Studies on student motivation through technology were conducted during different times throughout the year, resulting in data that was not consistent nor reflective of motivational levels in predetermined semesters. The pace of instruction was faster in certain semesters than others, and future studies should be conducted over a longer period of time during a semester when instructional pace is normal. Larger sample sizes must be used in future studies as convenient samples that were used were small, which limited the generalizations that could be made about the group that was represented. To create more generalized results, a larger scale study will be required. Other factors that limited these studies' results were geographical area, different classes taught by different instructors, and the data collected was not always reported by the individuals carrying out the study.